It's a chilly morning, so we'll start standing and take some bigger movements today to warm up our fingers and toes. But first, we'll stand in our mountain pose with that good posture alignment, stacking the joints, feeling yourself become a little taller as you extend the crown of your head toward the sky, a little tuck of your chin. Just internal movement here. Close your eyes, let those eyelids be heavy, and just begin kind of giving yourself permission to take care of yourself today and come to your yoga practice, to become present with your breath and yourself. Make any adjustments you need. If you need to kind of shrug your shoulders, go ahead and do that. Soften the jaw. Find your breath here. With every exhale, let something go. The shoulders relaxed. Next breath out, just let all that busyness of your day kind of set it aside. Just let that go as well. It doesn't stop, but we can choose to pay attention or not. So we are just trying in this way to not pay so much attention to what's going on in our mind. Let's take a few more breaths here. Nice and easy. And then deepen the breaths. And then we'll go ahead and step back here, find a little wider stance, and do our centering breath. So just finding that connection with our arms and our breath. Arms come up, shoulder height, float down with the hands on your exhale. We'll do maybe a couple more of these. Maybe let your exhale be a little longer. And find a little maybe just looking up and following the hands down. Do a little ocean breathing here. So just warming up a little more, warming up the hands. Maybe rub those hands together. Take a comfortable stance with your feet turned out a little bit. And just think of yourself as the tide moving in and out. Movement of our arms is the water. As it flows out, flows back. And if you were thinking about energy moving in the same way, out and in, expands and contracts, much of the universe, how the body works, how the universe works, expanding and contracting. Maybe slow down a little bit here. Watch the alignment there of your knees over your feet. You can take the stance a little narrower. We're going to parallel our feet and do another Qigong movement of kind of gathering the energy, and letting it go flow down, just like a waterfall. So again, the energy, gathering the energy, and then letting it flow out. Anything that doesn't serve you. Just like a waterfall. Connect with the breath if that feels right for you. Don't get hung up on the breath, but it sometimes helps. This may be the last one here. Well, one more. Do a little Qigong movement, opening the heavens and closing the earth. Arms float up right in front of you, carrying that energy, letting it go out, and then gathering it up again and throwing it out. Kind of working with that energy ball. If you think about a ball between your arms, your hands, and the reverse is opening the earth, closing the heavens. Letting it go, anything that doesn't serve you, and then gathering it up again. And just bringing it home to center, right just in the center of your body, just below your navel. Kind of shake your legs out here. Little opposite movements. Just more big movements today, just big flowing movements. We're going to do sunflowers. Just kind of picture, visualize the face of the big sunflower. And again, the comfort of your knees is just what's comfortable for you. Going to add on to this here in just a moment. Change it up a little bit. One arm up, and that's opposite side hand, or the same, yeah, and then the other side. Just kind of a floating of our arms side to side, bending into the one knee and arching your spine to the side. Changing it up, adding on a little bit as we sweep the arm down and across. And you can follow here with your gaze, getting a little more movement in your neck. Take it to the other side. We bend into one knee and then the other as we arch to one side and sweep the arm across. Back to center here. Shake out the legs again. Gonna go to the wall here and just get an opposite stretch here. If you can grab your ankle and just touch the wall on the other side for a little balance, and just try bringing your heel toward your tush, or use a strap there if that's not possible. So no goal in mind, but this is just options. Since we've been doing so much bending and straightening, just marching it out a little bit too. Bring your knees as high as feels comfortable. Now we're going to set up in a Warrior 2 stance here. As you bend into, see in my stance, I'm bending my right knee, so the knee is over the ankle, arms are extended, palms up or palms down. And we'll float a little bit here, just letting your arms move up a little bit and down, just kind of floating like a cloud in the sky. And then hold your warrior. Drop your back hand now. Front hand turns up. We'll go into Exalted Warrior here with the knee bent to begin with. Back to Warrior 2. And we can add on here, changing it up a little bit. You can straighten that leg and flex your foot for another option as you bring the arm up. And we'll do that one more time. Look up at the hand if that's comfortable. One last time. Shake out your hips a little bit, just circle them a little bit and switch sides, switch your feet. Oh, we're not switching yet, sorry. One more pose here, triangle, we're going to keep it the same. Arms warrior, the legs are straight, arms out in warrior arms, and then we're taking triangle by dropping our hand to our leg or to a block as I've got here in the video. Other arm over your head or rests on your hip. You can look up there, opening the heart, turning your head, you can look to the floor and then up for a little more movement of your neck, keeping everything else the same. A little challenge for your balance. Bringing the block up, and we're switching our legs here. You can shake out the legs too if you need to, and then get to the warrior on the other side. Again, the alignment of the knee over the ankle, arms face up or face down. So stretch the arms out, gaze over your front arm there if you like, and we'll do that little floating, or you can look just straight ahead as I'm doing here if that's too much for your neck. So we flow into warrior and then flow out a little bit. Okay, setting up for our qigong warrior 2 flow here. Drop the back hand, front arm, palm turns up, and we take that up as Exalted Warrior. Float down and take it up again. Option here to straighten the leg, flex that foot, and look up. So a little more balance challenge here. We'll do a couple more of those. And the last one here. And then we're ready for a triangle. So I've got the block down there. Shake out the hips and the knees. Arms out in warrior again. I've got my block. I'm going to place it on the outside of my foot, inside or outside of what works, or rest on your leg, wherever it lands. So leaning out to the side and dropping that hand, just tip like a teapot. Like a tea kettle. Other arm up there, peek over your, peek up at the sky at your hand, or rest the hand. And then you can do that turning of the head toward the floor, and then up toward the sky. up to center. Shake things out. And then bring your feet forward. Legs wide spread again. Arms up. Come into that forward bend. So my hands just go to my thighs here. If that feels all right. Hands to the block. You can soften those knees or keep them straight. Lengthen up. Take a half lift. And let yourself ease down a little bit more, maybe. Another half lift here. Straighten the arms, lengthen the spine, and then fold down again. Hinging from the hips. Rest right out here. Grab elbows, maybe do a ragdoll, or simply leave the hands on the block or the floor and just let your head sway or your shoulders sway. Do that half lift again. I'm going to walk that block out a little farther. Long spine. And then exhale. So the length of the spine here as you fold down. Torso moves down. Ears between your biceps. And maybe for this widespread downward facing dog. Nice slow breaths. Find length. And some ease in those wrists since we don't have to support on the floor. Half lift again. Walk your feet in. And then just come on down to your knees here. You can sit on your knees. You can stand on your knees. Or you can sit cross-legged. So I'm going to grab the strap. I think we do this about shoulder distance to start with. Or a little wider. Arms up. And then float them down. Take them up again. Bend your elbows. Strap behind the head or to the top of the head if that's too much for the shoulders. So you can move your grip out farther on the strap as well. Find those big breaths in through your wide open chest here. I'm going to shorten this up a little bit more now as we do a little bit more with our shoulders. I'm going to stand on my knees here as well. Find length, and we're going to find some lateral bending. So length at center, exhale other side, and keep that length. And just kind of have a pulling feeling on the strap between your arms. And then we're going to bend the top elbow. And the hands drop down, the arms drop down. Other elbow bends, of course. Forearm is behind my head. So this is a modified cow face. You can see at the back. So a little less intense than we have done it in the past. Take it to the other side. Nice big breaths. Lengthen up. Take the strap behind now. Again, whatever width is comfortable for you. I'm going to stand to the side, stay on my knees, or actually you can stay on your knees or sit on your knees, but standing on your knees and then bending forward and taking those arms back and up within your range of motion, of course. Let's take it down again. Let those arms float up where they will. And back to center. Take it back to child's pose now. Arms can be alongside. Let your shoulders roll inward. Shake out your hips and your neck. Roll your forehead. Just find some ease here in this nice forward bend. Then lengthen out. Extended child's pose. Inhale, come forward. Kneeling plank. You can also do a full plank. Wrists under your shoulders. You can come down to that kneeling plank and then let your hips drop down, your heart come forward. So take an upward dog. Lift those knees up as well for a full upward dog. Back to child's. Option of plank. Drop to your knees. Find that upward dog. Back to down dog or child's. Let's come on down to our knees and take it all the way down to the floor now. Do a shoulder roll here. Right arm reaches out on the floor as you turn towards your left. Support yourself with the left hand on the mat or rest it on the hip and draw your shoulder blade toward the other one. So your left shoulder blade towards your right. Find nice breaths. Maybe look up at the ceiling or rest your head. You can rest it on a block as well. We'll roll down now. Shake it out a little bit. A couple rolls of your shoulders and we'll go to the left side. Same thing here. Supporting yourself with your right knee, right hand, or the hand can go up on your hip and elbow moving back so the shoulder blades move toward each other and the gaze is up or head resting. Shoulder roll, very nice. Big opener of your shoulders after all the movement we've done today. Roll back down. Take a nice stretch now, arms overhead through your fingers and toes here. And push back up. All fours. Yeah. Kneeling dog next. So my hips are over my knees as we come into a forward bend and a nice stretch for the shoulders. So arms are lengthened out. Try to keep them straight. Rest the forehead down or on a block. A nice big breath here. And walk yourself up. Exhale, cat pose. For a little opposite stretch. And then we're going to come down to a seat. So knees are bent, toes are touching the floor or lifting up. Hands behind your thighs. Long spine here for boat pose. Or the hands can go behind as well. A little core work here and then come down. Soles of the feet touch in a wide diamond, so let your legs go out a ways. You can sit tall with your hands at your hips. Or you can take a lean forward in some fashion. Attention to your back here. Let the head and neck relax. And just, let your head sway from side to side. And go ahead and come out of that pose. Boat pose one more time. Whatever version, you can reach your arms out, forward. From here, one more big breath, and as you exhale, go ahead and roll down. Let's just roll a couple times, get a little massage over our back. And then knees to chest. We'll take a little rock from side to side. Really take it over to where you're practically on your side. So our feet to the mat. So one of the last poses here, we're going to do supine pigeon, and there are many options here. You can have the knee bent, cross that ankle, and just draw that knee away isometrically, or you can straighten your leg out and just let that ankle still be on the thigh. Or you can take the foot down to the inner thigh. So kind of a supine tree pose. Find some ease here, relax the arms, lift and lower that thigh if you need a little bit, or if you need a block under that thigh, use that. Just a little opening there of those hip flexor, groin muscles. Okay, knee comes back up, we'll switch sides. For supine cobblers on the other side. A very modified version today. Extend that leg too for another option. Leave the leg crossed on top, or foot to the inner thigh. It just depends on what you like, and put a block under that knee, or just whatever works for you here. Go ahead and just maybe take your arms in cactus arms. Kind of pretend like you are doing a tree pose on the floor. Knees into our chest one more time, and then let's come into happy baby. So options here, of course, hands behind the thighs, behind the calves, ankles, big toes, or the outer foot. I'm rocking it out here, but try and bring those knees. The knees are easing down toward your side ribs here. Soles of your feet up toward the parallel with the ceiling. A great extension of your spine in this pose, so you're lying flat and your crown of your head is reaching forward. So final options for Shavasana. Transition either to supine cobblers, or another option today here, taking your legs up overhead. I've got a blanket under my hips. You can put a block there. Now let's just circle out our ankles and our wrists just to kind of release them. Straddle with your legs maybe, and just support your legs underneath your thighs with your elbows on the floor. Just taking the time to enjoy maybe some newfound freedom you might have in some of your joints. Last knee to chest. And floating into supine cobblers, or just extending out for Shavasana. Shavasana here. I have left my blanket there. You can remove the blanket. Getting a little bit more of a back bend here, just very slight. Relax, tuck the shoulders, shoulder blades under. Let yourself melt into the mat. Slowing the breath down. All time to slow down so your body can absorb the benefits of the practice. movements down your fingers and toes, ankles and wrists. Spend more time in Shavasana if that feels good for you today. I will finish up the class here. Sitting with hands at heart center. Again, gratitude for the practice. Gratitude and honoring the light in us, yourself and the rest of us. So have a great day.